Give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a second. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. I really gotta figure out this thumbnail thing. And title. I don't know why my title didn't save and my thumbnail didn't save either. What's going on with y'all boys, man? Welcome back. Hold on, let me change my title. Oh no, the title did save. Okay. It's just a thumbnail. It should be good now though. It should be good now. I might just have to edit that afterwards every time. I gotta figure it out. But welcome back to the channel, man. This is day 3, y'all. This is the 3rd day I'm streaming. 3rd day I'm streaming this month. This is good. This is a good sign. I haven't gotten burnt out. I haven't gotten fatigued yet. So we just gonna keep rolling with the punches. But yesterday I posted a video on here and I posted it on Facebook, but I didn't really get too many replies on here. Most of the replies came from Facebook, and I just wanted to address some of the comments. So let me pull them up now and talk about it. Basically, I made a video talking about how the ball was switched in my tournament game at point game, and I wasn't aware of it until the ball was served. And I basically just asked the question, what's the ruling on it? I got a bunch of feedback. Nobody answered the question, but a lot of y'all chimed in with y'all opinions. Some of y'all thought I was coping. Some of y'all thought I was blaming that on why I lost, which I wasn't. I wasn't blaming that for why we lost. You know what I mean? The other team played great. We did get off to a good start. You know what I mean? My partner and I had them 12-0, just dominating in the beginning. Mind you, we were not the favorites that game. I think we were actually the opposite of the favorites. I think everyone thought we would lose that game very quickly. And just in an instant, we're up 12-0, y'all. I was killing the ball left, right, and center. Like, it just felt like the bottom of the wall. Like, me and the bottom of the wall were just like this. But, but I feel like we fatigued. We started making a lot of unforced errors, and the other team got they got their confidence back, and they started playing good. So they came back and won. I definitely wasn't blaming the ball for the reason why we lost. And, and that's why I made sure to shake hands after the final shot. I feel like when you don't shake hands, that's when you you don't accept it. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely shook hands, or I tried to shake hands. I shook hands with Paz. Kelvin did not shake my hand right away. But he did turn around eventually and shake my hand. He wanted to celebrate. And so for whatever reason, when I went to shake his hand, right after the final shot, he dubbed me, he just dubbed me. And that kind of hurt. I'm not going to lie. That kind of hurt because, you playing you going back and forth and you battling with a player, and, you're doing really well against them, and then they come back and they hit a really crispy final shot, and you want to give them props. You go to give them props, and they're just like, nah, like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, but he did turn around and give me a handshake, which was cool. Shout out to Kelvin, man. He played good. But don't ever not shake my hand again. You know what you did. You almost didn't turn around. I didn't like that. But Nah, shout out to them. Shout out to my partner too, man. I think a lot of people were hard on him. Y'all, he's new to tournaments and he hasn't been playing handball for that long. That being said, we all have improvements to do. You know what I'm saying? We all have improvements to do. But let's address some of these comments that I seen on here and on Facebook, for that matter. A lot of people chimed in. Somebody said here on YouTube, in my opinion, the ref should make a statement on the ball change. Okay, fair. That's what I thought. Again, I don't know if there's a rule about it. Somebody said they fixed the game. He's just BSing. No, the game wasn't fixed. Although I will say the ref kept calling the score backwards. I don't know if he was dyslexic or I don't know if he was nervous, but he kept calling the score backwards. I was throwing my partner off. I didn't really care. I didn't really care. I was focused on playing ball, but my partner was getting real frustrated with it. And at a point, it actually cost the other team a point because the ref called wrong score. And I guess the official ruling is if the ref calls the score incorrectly, whatever happens in the volley, dead. Doesn't matter. And, so if the other team had gotten that point, they would have beat us even sooner. They might have beat us before the ball was switched even, if they had got that point. But that whole play had to be redone. Somebody said there's no real handball etiquette. There's no real referee etiquette. I'm the one to help it make it completely fair. Let's work on this. I have a booklet on it that's going into fruition. Okay, all right, interesting. I'm open to hear it. Shoot me a message, and I'll definitely check that out. I don't know that there's no ref etiquette, but I will say some refs care a lot more than others, and you can tell by how much they pay attention to how they just conduct themselves. Are they are they paying attention to everything? Are they talking to people? Are they smoking or drinking? Some refs, different refs have varying degrees of focus and attention. And that being said, a lot of refs don't get paid. A lot of refs are volunteers, and reffing could be a very thankless job. That being said, so I don't think reffing is easy. I've definitely struggled to get to where I'm at with reffing. It takes some time. It takes a lot of trial and error, and you really put yourself out there when you ref because everyone's looking at you to be perfect. So shout out to all the refs out there, man. Shout out to all the refs. All right. Gabe said, unfortunately for handball, the ball isn't as retrievable, so we got to be prepared for these variables. As far as a brand new ball, they should inform, but I don't think anyone gained an advantage because the opponent already had the advantage because they were serving. Okay. All right. The ball sucks. If the ball sucks, it sucks for everyone. If it's dark for everyone. If the courts are messed up, it's messed up for everyone. I always say the same thing too. If it's dark for everybody. Bad ball is bad for everybody. Courts are messed up, is messed up for everyone. My only thing is that, and I think I cut this out of the video, but I had said it on the live stream, it worked better in Kelvin's favor because he was shooting because he's the biggest shooter on, in that game at that point. He was the only one really going for those big shots like that. I guess I was shooting in the beginning, to be fair though, but I kind of toned it down. The other team was serving and they got the ball first, got more touches. Yeah, so that's the thing too. Serving team, definitely they're going to be closer to the wall. They're going to, they just have the offensive advantage. So it's like if you play steam ball and you have a big serve, you're a player who has a good serve, and then you switch to a brand new fresh steam ball and it's your serve. Everybody's hitting the same ball, but as the server, you kind of, Kelvin, biggest shooter on the floor. Yeah, Kelvin was the biggest shooter on the floor. I'm telling y'all, when I saw that dead ball, I was like, yo, anything this kid shoots, bro. But I got to look at the inverse too. it's a dead ball. Maybe he shoots and hits the floor. In the same token, he pulled it out. I'm not taking anything from him. All right, Justin said he agrees. We're not considering the fact that Kelvin could have shot the same shot with a new ball or not. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, he definitely could have shot that shot, new ball or not. And, for him to have shot that shot with that, with all the pressure, and I don't think he did even I don't know if he realized it was a new ball, but he definitely didn't get a chance to hit the ball or get a feel for it either. The only person who got to, really handle the ball was Paz. He was able to hold it, bounce it a time or two. Pro move, switch sides, because Kelvin loves shooting right corner and you. Yeah, that's a good point. Wow, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Switch sides right at the end right there. That might have been the play, to be honest. Justin also said in other states where they don't have fences, they cycle through new balls throughout the game. The return was a super setup by Mo Mancy 2.0. Bro. Dog. Damn, look at that vein in my forehead. Does that come out every time I laugh? Nah, Mo Mancy 2.0 is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Mo Mancy 2.0 is diabolical. And yeah, that's not the first person I heard say that he looks like Mo Mancy. Right as soon as it's noticed the ball is new. Yeah. Timbo said was good. What's good, Timbo? What's good, bro D? Dragon in the house. Shout out to the dragon. All right, Nicholas said switching the ball mid-game is diabolical, especially if it was intentional. Sucks that happened. I don't know. Honestly, I would have to ask the ref to see if the ball couldn't be found. Again, I was so in the zone, y'all. I didn't realize that that ball wasn't getting retrieved. Again, Kelvin didn't roof it. He literally kind of just lobbed it right over to the other side. I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, they were stalling by arguing a block call because they were arguing for blocks. I didn't know we couldn't find the ball if we were looking for the ball. I still don't know what happened. Ant said both teams should have a chance to hit the ball a couple times when bringing in a new ball. Every ref should know that. Okay, so if that's the rule, then yeah, I agree. I mean, at least, if not hit it on the wall, because I feel like hitting it on the wall could be a little excessive, but at least pass it around. You know what I'm saying? As if if the ball was wet, right? You would pass it around, make sure it's dry, type of deal. Timbo said you played good against Kelvin. I watched that game night shooting. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely shot a lot more than I usually do. And again, I'm at a point where I've spent a lot of time working on being consistent, and just having good hands. And, so now I'm at a stage I feel like I've gotten that to a good enough level that I can now start focusing on hitting the ball in more aggressive ways. Pimba said, now that it's getting warmer, I'm going to hit up Victory one day and get some games ready. Y'all, we would love to have you, my boy. We would love to have you. And we could do 3-wall. I hear you used to run the 3-wall, so we could definitely get some 3-wall in too. Chancellor said both teams should be offered a chance to use the ball. I agree. Maybe a hit or two. Nothing excessive. I know some people take that and they'll hit the ball 5, 6, 7 times. I'm not saying that. I would have literally liked to just be past the ball and just get to check it, bounce it a couple times, get a feel for the bounce. Paulie said, LMAO, the ball was changed for everyone. No one hit the ball at all. No advantage to anyone. Mo 2.0 hit a setup and got crushed. Bro, Mo 2.0 is sending me right now. Jay said, good eye. You can't change the ball on second serve. Maybe they lost the ball but didn't tell you. That's why the hold up. Yeah, That's what had to have happened. But I'm just like, how did the ball get lost? Like, how did the ball get lost? I don't know. It feel like it happened so fast. And again, I'm just like kind of zoned in on just playing the game. I'm not worried about the BS because, you know, everyone else is worried about calls and about X and about Z, you know, about X, about Y, about Z. I'm just like, yo, I need to finish this handball game. Like, I don't care about calls. Take it. Like, take the call. I don't care about this, that, like, what that. Like, I don't care about none of that. Whatever the ref says is what the ref says. Like, I'm here to play ball. And we were so close to the end, too. I felt like I needed to just, you know, woosah. Also, the ball can't skip on point game off the serve. Nah, it didn't skip on the serve. It skipped when he killed it. There might have been some dust on the floor. He said, according to you, the ref did whisper it, but you didn't hear it. I mean, that's what the ref told me. The ref said that he said it, but I didn't hear it, and I was right behind, you know, I was right in front of him. He said it. I didn't hear nothing. Jay said, personally, even if the ball hits a crack, he doesn't want to win like that. I won the other day off of a crack. Dude turns to and says they changed the rules. Didn't get that memo. Nah, yeah, you could definitely win off the crack. That's like, if you're like in the park and if you're playing like a gentleman's game, then you could take 2 on the crack or whatever. But in a tournament, like, you can't even catch a ball that's clearly way out. Like, you know what I mean? You rules are a little different. Franklin said, bro, you're really blaming a ball. You a real duck. Franklin. Franklin, you became an A player and won how many tournaments after that? Now I'm on your head. All right. Again, I'm not blaming the ball. All right. I'm just asking a question. Literally, I got on and I asked. I said, I need y'all help. I said, what's the rule? Okay, that's it. What's the rule? Is there a rule? If so, what is it? Angel said, bruh, y'all had 2 big leads and didn't close out. Blaming the ball. Bro, I'm not blaming the ball. Stop saying I'm blaming the ball. This is why you can't talk to certain people. Like, certain people just don't do well with questions. He said, blaming the ball for being too new is the funny excuse I've ever heard. Ain't no way in that moment you noticed Andres bounced the ball and saw the Penn logo on it and thought to yourself, the fix is in. You don't need our help with this. You need your partner to not crack with a lead. Hey, bruh. I'm telling you, bruh. I'm telling you. When he bounced that ball, I might have noticed it in his hand, too. I might have noticed it. I'm like, because brand new pen balls, they're just mad bright. When he bounced it, I'm like, oh, that's a different ball. That's a different ball. We might be in trouble. That's why I told you. I'm just like, yo, I need to get mad close to the wall right now. Because I know Kelvin's going to shoot. Hey, baby. Hey, I'm live streaming right now. You needed me? Huh? I said I'm live streaming right now. You need me for something? No, I said I was going to call you, so I called you. Okay, let me call you back in a few, all right? All right. You want to say something to the stream? Can they hear me? Yeah, they can hear you. No, why? Say hi or something. Hi, stream. All right, I'll call. Oh, I'm yapping about handball. We just chopping it up. Handball. What'd you say?
Go handball.
Hey. Okay, appreciate that. I'll call you later.
Bye.
All right, bye. It's my shot at y'all. All right. By the way, y'all. By the way, he said Franklin Amir versus Franklin call out singles. Amir got a new doubles partner. Nah, my girl doesn't play. And I would play Franklin singles. Actually, I played Franklin once in a tournament. He's actually a great player. I just had to, I just had to get on him real quick. Herman says, so what would have happened if the ball had popped? Wouldn't you want a new ball or want a used ball? I would just want a pinball. If the ball popped, I would just want a pinball. And I would want to, if the ball popped, I would, obviously know I'm getting a new ball, right? I'd be aware also that I'm getting a new ball. Herman said, besides, nobody looks like they were swinging at the ball to warm the new ball. It's just unfortunate that the new ball entered happens on point game. Could have been you serving. Would you have stopped to think the same way? Yeah, great point. Great point. Yeah, no, it didn't look like anybody did hit the new ball. But I would say the person serving definitely knew it was a new ball sooner than I did, I feel like. And if I was serving, I definitely would have thought about shooting it. Yeah, for sure. I definitely would have thought about hitting the ball differently. I would have tried to shoot low because I know it's gonna. I don't know. That's just stuff that I think about. It's especially I play a lot of steam ball, right? So when you play steam ball, when the ball comes fresh out the pot, it's very hot, it's very bouncy, it's very fast. But 4, 5, 6, 7 volleys in, it starts to die out. And so at that point, if you're a steam ball player and you become aware of how the ball bounces depending on how warm, depending on the temperature of the ball. And so as the ball dies out, you just you start hitting more killers, you start shooting low, you start tapping it a little more because it's not gonna have any life to it. You can get, I'm liable to get maybe one free dead ball point. You know what I'm saying? Before I switch it, I'm liable to just hit one. But a lot of times I'll switch the ball. But if my opponents are not looking like they want to switch, I'll try to capitalize on just hitting the ball lower. Jeremy said Mo 2.0 is insane. Yeah, bro. I don't know why they doing my boy Mo like that. Crazy. That's funny. I didn't see the likeness till now. Hector said no, hold it. Yeah, they were arguing over that hold it. Jeff said, in all honesty, it was a good game. You guys had the whole game. I think you just let the pressure get to you. Yeah, I definitely did feel some pressure, Jeff. I definitely I had a lot. Yeah, I did feel a lot of pressure. It was a lot of crowd noise. I gotta say I was a little nervous because I never played that team before, so I didn't really know what I was up against. And so that was definitely kind of like on my mind, like, what are these guys gonna pull out right here? I played Kelvin, I'm 2 for 3 on Kelvin in tournaments. I beat him in an AB and I beat him in a B doubles. So, I know he's good. I know what he could do, and I was thinking he probably had like a little vendetta against me. When you beat somebody a couple of times and they got, they're thinking about it. The next time they see you, they're gonna apply pressure. And there was a point in the game where I wanted to take a timeout, but something in me, I was like, this little voice in my head was like, I was like, damn, I should really take a timeout. And the voice in my head was like, soft. I was like, I'm like, who is that? I'm like, nah, say less, staying in. And that was just dumb. That was me just playing harder and not smarter. You know what I mean? I didn't end up playing harder because I was, I was a little tired. I realized it when, I'm gonna tell you when I realized I was tired. I feel like you gotta be very aware. And I think a lot of C players and B players, they're not, they're not fully in tune with their body, and they don't know when they're tired. They don't know when it's a good time to break. And I really admire, top players who can know when it's time to take a break and just take a breath, call that timeout or call that wipe. I'm a player who I come from, and I'm not a super old school player, but I started off playing with some older guys who would never call hold it, never call timeout, and never take wipes. They were just like these macho dudes who would just stay in the game. And it's like, they be on their deathbed, talk about some nah, we don't call timeout. It's just like, you sure? You want to take a sip of water? Like, something? And yeah, it's really a skill to just be in tune with your body and know when to break. Let's just take 60 or whatever. Take 1 minute, 2 minutes, get a sip of water, whatever. Wipe. Speaking of wiping, these are the new Project Handball towels. They come in 3 colors: gray, pink, and navy blue. Make sure y'all pick one up. And come back refreshed. Come back with new energy, and or break your opponent's momentum. There's a couple different ways you could use the timeout. You could use it for yourself personally. You could use it to break your opponent's momentum. And it's very effective. It's very effective. A lot of C players and B players don't really utilize this for whatever reason. They're just not as in tune with that part of the game. But excuse me. But yeah, that's all the comments on that video. I appreciate everybody who chimed in. I guess I gotta keep digging to find my answer, if it's really that Bronx tourney. Yeah, that was the Bronx tourney. I guess I gotta keep digging to find out the actual rule. Damn, I should have asked Timbo. He was just here. He probably know the rule. But yeah, again, all in all, it was a great tournament for sure. I definitely enjoyed that. Shout out to the hosts. It was a free tournament hosted by Sour Mouse with a huge prize pool. Places 1st through 8th got prizes, which is fire. Places 1st through 8th. I think it was $1,000 for first place. Everybody who attended the tournament got a voucher to I guess Sour Mouse is like a lounge in Chinatown. I think it's like a lounge / arcade. They got like games and stuff. Everybody got like a voucher. Like, you were able to go and get a drink. I don't drink personally, but I was thinking about going to get that free drink. I don't drink, but I do like free stuff. So that was fire. That was fire. Everybody got to compete, have a good time. You know what I'm saying? The content creators came out, the videographers. There was a bunch of them. I don't want to really name names in case I forget some. But yeah, it was a good tournament. Definitely a good tournament. Oh yeah, they gave out a free beer. Okay, yeah, that's what they did. I should have went and seen what other drinks they had. They probably had non-alcoholic drinks too. Probably could have got something. But yeah, man, that is that. that is that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, I gotta figure out. I actually got a rule book laying around somewhere. I got a USHA rule book laying around somewhere. I used to keep it like right here too. Where is it? Oh, here it goes. Bam. But is it that? What you mean? Is what? What you talking about? I gotta figure out if there's a rule on changing the ball. Let me skim through this real quick. See if there's a rule on changing the ball, cause a lot of y'all chimed in, but nobody really addressed like the question that I actually had, which was, is there a rule around changing? Oh, he says, is there a rule on changing the ball? Sometimes when I'm bored, I just pick this up. I just read it for fun. Almost a year anniversary to the desktop streams. Crazy. Really? It's almost a year anniversary? We ain't even been streaming for a year yet? Damn. I feel like we've been streaming for a minute. That just means there's so much like growth. There's so much room for growth. We not even a year in. You know what you can do with that rule book? What can I do with this rule book? What you mean? Bro, I'm going to tell you what happened, but I don't think you want to hear it. It's a bad look for YouTube. It's a bad look for handball. Bro, I seen your comment, bro. I seen your... You go ahead. Shoot, bro. Shoot. Tell me what happened, bro. Now I want to hear it. Tell me what happened, bro. Tell me what happened. I seen your comment on YouTube, on the YouTube video. I seen your comment on the YouTube video. You said the game was fixed. Bro, the game was not fixed. The game was not fixed. You know, we actually had some decent refs. Like, again, besides he said, before I talk about you, let's talk about me. Bro, but besides like the ref calling the wrong score, like the ref didn't do a bad job. Like, I thought the reffing was pretty good. We had Anthony Nietzsche reffing. He was like cracking jokes a little bit. Like he was trying to joke with the players. You know, he cracked a few jokes with me. I wasn't really trying to joke. That was kind of like, why are you trying to joke with me? But as far as like officiating the match, like, it was cool. I thought it was fine. My partner was getting mad at the score being called incorrectly. So that, you know, besides that though, like, I think everything was fair. That's the only thing I could say. Like, if the ref would just get the score, you know, get the score good and like not be, you know, joke a little bit less, then, you know, he would have been perfect. Some say my spike is still in the... Nah, you're a troll. Ball 82, the nitrous oxide switch. Ball was practically floating in the air. Some say my spike is still in the stratosphere. Hit the first shot on Mars. Jokey refs, very unprofessional. Comedy shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, I'm not trying to... like if you think about like a tennis match or a basketball, like are the refs are not really joking with you. You know, they're definitely not cheering for the players. Like I've seen refs cheer for the players. Like, bro, that has to stop, bro. Like I know it's like hee hee ha ha, and it's a small like community. It's a tight knit community. We all, you know, for the most part, love each other. We like to see each other succeed, and we like to see each other play well, and we do joke a lot with each other off the court though. Like that should be off the court, you know, and especially if you're cool with the players, like that should be even more incentive to keep it super professional, because you don't even want like any thoughts of like anything being biased. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. I don't that this might be a controversial opinion, but I don't think refs should joke with the players at all. At all. It's not a comedy show. It's not it's not a performance. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Let alone cheer for the players. Like that's like just nasty work. Like refs cheering for the players is straight up nasty work. It has to stop. If we want the sport to be looked at in a serious light, that has to stop. I remember one of my first tournaments I played in, I was a junior, and this very popular ref, great dude, he does a lot for the community, great host, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he meant nothing but the best. During a timeout, you know, and mind you, I was playing a much better team than me, and I was super new to the tournament scene. I was terrible. I was a D player. And, you know, he pulled me to the side during a timeout and started giving me tips. And he was like coaching me a little bit. And, you know, at the time I'm new to the sport. Like I was like, damn, like this is a good dude. Like, yo, I really appreciate that. And, you know, we ended up losing, but it was it was kind of close. And, you know, I felt like I had somebody on my team, and it, you know, it felt good. Years later, you know, I'm taking the sport way more seriously, and I'm just thinking about professionalism. And I think back to that, I'm like, damn, that was like super like out of pocket. Like, how you reffing and you like giving one team or the other tips? Even if you're giving both team tips, like what is this? Is this like football with one quarterback? Like, you quarterbacking for both teams? Yes, he hit it over, barely over, but because they complained, a couple minutes went by before anyone. Oh, that's what happened. Okay, so yeah, the ball went over, but they didn't go to get it right away because they were arguing. They were arguing about the block call. That's why we couldn't get the ball. Nietzsche told Tall Rob, "Stay with me." Yeah, Nietzsche's he's a comedian, right? Or he's an aspiring comedian. So, you know, he's joking all day, left, right, and center. And it's cool. It's cool, like, well, I won't say it's cool, but like, I don't have an issue with it if he's not reffing, you know. But when you're reffing a game, let's keep it professional. Alligator says somebody took the ball. What are you gonna do? Continue without a ball? Nah. I'm not against ball switching. I mean, I never said I didn't want the ball to be switched. I just would have liked to be notified. That's all. Like I'm literally looking to the side. Ref throws the player the ball, and like by the time I look straight as he's like getting ready to serve, that's when I knew it was a new ball. I mean, I didn't even get to touch the ball, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just wondering if there's a rule on it. I'm not making excuses for why we lost. I didn't even touch the ball at point game. I'm just asking a question. Like, what's the, like, I would have liked to been notified If that's not the rule, then cool, my bad. But I would, I would hope there's a rule that says like, players got to be notified. Was it switch with a dead ball, different skin? Yeah, I mean it was just a brand new pen ball. Brand new pen balls. That's the best. I get. That's quote unquote the best you could get. Nah, it's not the best you could get. A pen ball period is the best you could get. But a lot of tournaments they'll just bring a brand new pack. Like it'll all be brand new balls. But brand new pen balls, they're just dead. Like they're just dead. That's all. You gotta like play. You gotta play with a dead ball for like a whole day or like a day or two before it's like the perfect bounce that you want from a pen ball. Chris said, I agree. Jokey refs is whack because when it comes to their game, they want everyone to be top. Not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you know. We want to hold each other to a professional, like everybody talk about handball in the Olympics. I don't see handball being in the Olympics personally, but everybody talk about professional. This is professional, and then you got refs hosting a comedy session. Like bro, I'm not trying to hear no jokes right now. I'm here to compete in handball. I'm dead ass. I'm not like I have fun playing handball, yes, but when I come to a tournament, if I'm making content, cool. If we're making content, show me your personality. Like yap, joke, be witty, whatever. I want to see all your personality. Get animated. But when you're reffing my game, I'm not trying to laugh. I didn't come to this tournament to laugh. I came here to play handball and get a professionally reffed game, Some refs gas up the players who's behind, especially if the deficit is big. That's devious work. That's mad unprofessional. I get it on a human aspect. I get it. But I feel like we gotta put our emotions aside. Like, it don't matter if it's 20 serving 0. Like, that doesn't give you an open to start coaching the team that's doing bad. Like, again, if it's a pickup game at the park, or talk to them after the game. Don't talk to them during a timeout. Don't talk to them during the game. How you think that makes the other team feel? How do you think that makes the other team feel? When the person who's running and officiating their game is getting coached, is coaching rather the team that they're beating. How you think that it don't feel good? I could tell you right now, it doesn't feel good. Because now you're looking at it like what is this, a 3v2? Like, are me and my partner playing against the enemy team and the ref? What's going on? What's this collusion going on? Like, I'm supposed to be trying to leave them on 0. Why you don't coach me and tell me how to make sure they don't score a point? Like, why is it one-sided? And it shouldn't be any-sided. Like, the ref is supposed to be objective. That's how I ref. So, and that's how, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Look at any other sport that's doing much better than handball, which is all of them. Yeah, I'm getting worked up, yo. Linesmen who are from the same park as one of the players, betting linesmen. I mean, you could be from the same park and still be unbiased. I don't judge people by what park they're from. I judge people on character. Have I seen you be dishonest? Y'all, do not admit to me that you have cheated. Don't tell me that you've cheated for me. I don't want to hear that you've cheated for somebody from my park, because I'm going to remember that, and I will never let you officiate an event at my tournament. Ever. I remember that stuff. I judge people on character, on integrity. I don't want to hear it. I'm telling you now. I'm warning y'all. Do not tell me this. And if you've told me already, you're already on the chopping block. I'm sorry. I can't trust you. Until you prove to me otherwise with repeated efforts, then I could consider you. But for everybody who has admitted to me, or I found out through the grapevine, that you have been dishonest in a game, whether you were betting, whether you were, and mind you, you could bet and still be honest on the line. I believe in that. But if I find out you've betted and been dishonest, or you've not betted, or you've cheated, you've been on the line and you've cheated for a friend, or you've been on the line, you've cheated for somebody at your, at your home park, or you've been on the line and you've cheated for me, I don't want, you're done. Like, you're done. You have no integrity. You're done. Chris said, if I was reffing, I would say new ball. Everyone hit it around. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that before. I have seen that before. And usually when that happens, I usually don't even like to really hit the ball. I just like to bounce it a couple times. Like, just get a feel for it. Me personally. New pen balls are different. Yeah, new pen balls are different. As courtesy, in my opinion, new ball affects us. Small ball game more because of the hooks. Okay, for sure. Yeah, small ball is different. As far as I could tell, there's no rule for touching a new ball or being notified. Okay. All right, that's fair. That's all I was wondering, really. That was my question. I wasn't saying like, oh, that's why we lost XYZ. I'm just saying that brand new pen balls, when you kill it, they die out. And letting me know that the ball was gonna be different might have gave me a little like more intel. It would have just gave me more intel. I could have kind of like tried to brainstorm something at the end right there. Refs are supposed to be fair. Comedy is sharing our personal bias and thoughts and laughing about it with people. Right. Yeah, bro. Like, I'm not trying to get a whole comedy show from my ref. Whole comedy performance. Like, I'm not here for a stand-up show. I checked under the broken ball rules. All it said was if the ref deems the ball is broken, a new ball will be introduced and the point will be replayed. Okay. All right, I get that. A new ball introduced. That doesn't necessarily mean everybody gets to like kind of see the new ball. But I will say, if a ball is broken, everyone's gonna know. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's gonna know right away. But I guess that is the closest like analogy, I guess. From a human perspective or fan perspective, the ref wants to save the feelings of the losing player. Yeah, that's what it is. It's that human element. You see somebody, it's like you see somebody getting beat up badly, and you want to kind of and you feel like they're getting, or you see somebody getting bullied, right? But at the end of the day, like, it's an official tournament game. There's no bullying. There's no bullying. We're all here on the same playing field. We're all here on the same playing field. We all deserve to be treated exactly the same. The best players and the worst players should all be treated exactly the same, objectively and unbiased. Should I be penalized because I trained way harder than the next guy and I could leave him on zero? Should those players be penalized? Those high performers who put in 40 plus hours every week and they go to the tournament and they're leaving people on zero? Should he be treated like, you know what I'm saying? Like, should everyone he plays against have like preferential treatment and you should be nice, ref should be nicer to the person he's beating down? No, that's not right. It's literally a tournament. Like, everyone's equal. Everyone's equal. I've asked to change the ref if I hear them cheering for our other team. Yeah, and some people get offended. Yeah, bro. If you cheering for some, bro, you gotta go, bro. You gotta go. I've done that with line refs. You know, I've done that with line refs. It's just like even if I don't know if they're gonna be biased, but you cheering for them, that's you. Now you got a doubt in my mind. Like now you got a little doubt that you might make a dishonest call. Automatic talk with the tourney head. Truth is, you can only argue that one player had an advantage based on the way Nietzsche did it. The server got to touch the ball ahead of time and bounce it, but no one got a chance to hit it around before. True, yeah, yeah, I agree 1,000%. The only person who got an advantage, you know, could have been Paz, you know, because he got the ball right away, and he got like one or two bounces. I think he only bounced it once, and then you know, Kelvin shot that shot. That was a crispy shot, man. That was a crispy kill shot. Dog, bro, he was locked and loaded, boy. He was locked and loaded. He knew what it took. He pulled it off. You should play with Tavo in AB tourneys. Does Tavo play in AB tourneys? I don't know. Good question. My thing though, I like to play the power side. So, you know, I need a AB partner. I need a A player who likes to play the right side or the weak side, you know, because I like to play power side. That's my thing. Never bet and watch or officiate in any way looks terrible. I agree 1,000%. Like, and I'm not going to say I've never done that, but I will say I would never let anyone know that I'm doing that, because even just that knowledge, it just, you don't want a seed of doubt in anyone's mind that you could be biased. Like, you don't even want that seed of doubt. You know what I'm saying? And the thing with me too, I always like to record the games that I ref, just so like there's just a extra level of accountability. Like, you could never say I cheated for anyone because it's all filmed, and if you don't call me out, you better believe I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna watch the video myself, and I'm gonna hold myself accountable. Somebody's holding me accountable. If y'all don't, I'm gonna do it. Betting and watching is okay. Betting and watching, yeah, I mean, if you just watching, you good. Though they have different grades of pens, or I'm bugging. They got different pen balls. They do have different pen balls, but we like the blue. We like the blue pen ball. Yeah, the blue pen ball is the meta, but they also got the red one, the green one, and they both have different bounces. Purple, yeah, purple, different bounce. Supposedly the red one is like super fast. Purple always kept speed. Yeah, the green is definitely, I think, slow. I really hate the green one. I could mess with the purple. I could mess with the purple one. The red one is cool too. And the black one's alright too. I feel like the black ones are pretty fast too. I agree with you, but that's just not the way it goes, which is unfortunate. Whether it's the C's or the pros, yeah, bro, yeah. Look, we got work to do. I'm not saying it's gonna happen overnight, but you know, I'm just putting my thoughts out there. You know, I just putting my thoughts out there. Lost my lucky red years ago. Still heated when I see one. Damn, that boy lost his ball. Damn. It's because an A player is not an official ref. We need to understand that. There's a reason why there's professional reffing in popular sports. I agree. Just because you could, and this is a thing too, just because you're really good at something doesn't mean you can officiate it and or teach it. Those are completely different skills. But again, you know, reffing is just this very thankless job that I think a lot of people are not up to the challenge of and up to the task for. There's a lot of difficult players, and you know, it's rough. it could be rough, like reffing, depending on the characters and the personalities on the court. I mean, you always got to be assertive. You got to have that assertiveness. You got to have that ability to be kind of disciplined and strict with your emotions and your calls, and not come across rude. Like, you don't have to be rude to be assertive. You know, if the call is this, then that's the call. You said what? Okay, I hear you. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, ball's in. Ready? That's it. Like, I'm not saying you can't hear players out at all, because some refs are like a lot of refs are just too one-sided. They're either too, like, able to be pushed around. Like, what's the word for that? They're just too, like, I don't, soft. Like, I don't know. What do they, how do they call them in Hoover? They're either, like, too, like, what was it? Like, when you're able to just be pushed around, like just malleable. Like, they're just either too soft or they're just mad strict. Like, they don't even want to hear you. Like, they're, like, just not making eye contact. Like, I don't agree with either of those. I feel like there's a middle ground you could find where you could listen, but you could also say, all right, I'm going to call the score now. Get to your spots. You know what I'm saying? The call was made. And it's a skill. It's really a skill. You got to practice it. I don't think it comes natural for a lot of people. You definitely got to practice it. Also, facts, blue might be fastest since it's meta. Yeah, blue just has the most, like, copacetic bounce, I feel like. Red balls are the fastest. Yeah, supposedly the red ones are the fastest. NYC tournament is just whoever is there or whatever team plays next has ref. But either way, there's no official reffing in handball. Yeah, that's true. Chris said, I play weak side. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Chris. I like your game, bro. Not gonna lie. I like your game a lot. No cap. No cap. I like your game a lot. I would love to play in some ABs with you. Recording every game is big brain. Yeah, bro. Record every game, bro. I record every game. Like, I always tell people this. You can't suspect me of cheating. And I remember particularly, that reminds me of one tournament where I was set to ref. Who was I set to ref? I was set to ref Kyle versus some Victory Field guys. And, everybody was fine with me reffing. I know Kyle. I'm cool with Kyle. Kyle, yeah, Mir's good. My guys, of course, yeah, Mir's good. But a couple people in the crowd started yelling, like, no, change the ref. Change the ref. Like, he's from the same park as them. And I'm just like, I think my identity is more than just a player from the same park as those guys. Like, I think there's more to me than just that. I feel like you should judge me on more than that. And furthermore, I'm recording this. Do you realize I'm recording this game? Like, you know what kind of implications would come behind me cheating? Like, that's not even in my thought process. It's literally not even my thought process. Long story short, the host of the tournament was like, yeah, bro, sorry, you can't ref this game. I'm like, did the players have an issue, or do you think I'm untrustworthy? Bro, when I tell you none of the players minded, They all said I'm good. But the crowd influenced the host to have me not ref. And honestly, I was a little hurt by that. But, I was like, yo, it's not my tournament. Whatever. It's not my tournament. I was trying to help you out with giving you a nice, unbiased reffing experience. I was trying to help the host. I was trying to help the players out, but my services are not needed. They're not wanted. I'll take them elsewhere. Handball is grassroots. The people in this community wear multiple hats. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's very grassroots. For sure. Chris said, let me know you got my number. Bet, say that. Say that. But yeah, y'all. Just want to get on here and get my bars off real quick. I had to get on here and just speak my mind. You know, I'm sure a lot of y'all like see where I'm coming from in some of my takes. And I understand some of y'all are not gonna, some of y'all are not gonna resonate, and that's cool. That's cool. My content isn't for everybody. My opinions are my own, and I'm just letting y'all know what I think. At the end of the day, I've been playing handball for a few years, and obviously I run Project Handball, and I want to see handball go to bigger and better places. You know what I'm saying? I really do want the best for handball and the players in it. Handball is a great sport. It's a great sport. It deserves, the players deserve it, man. Players deserve it. So, again, shout out to all the hosts. Shout out to all the refs who are reffing the right way, being unbiased, getting familiar with the rules, and shout out to everybody documenting the sport too, right? Shout out to everyone documenting the sport, because I feel like video is a powerful means to hold people accountable. Like, without this video, like 10 years ago, before there were all these cameras, all these different channels recording stuff, Handball United, 10's Finest, You Got Next, Serving Wall Ball, there's a bunch of them. I guarantee you, y'all, there was a lot more unprofessionalism getting slid under the rug. A lot more. Shout out Handball. There's a bunch more channels now just documenting the sport, and with documentation comes, it comes transparency, because everything you do is gonna be broadcasted to the world, and especially you got somebody like me who is going to react to it, and I'm gonna point things out, I'm gonna talk about things, I'm gonna yap. You know what I'm saying? Professional yapper checking in here. And I'm sure there's gonna be more people like me who start pointing things out, like, as we go. And that's really, my goal is to hold people accountable, and I think that's gonna elevate the sport. It's gonna elevate, because people don't want to be embarrassed at the end of the day. You know what I mean? People want to have good character. They want to be seen in a good light. And at the end of the day, I think most people want to do the right thing. They really do. So yeah, shout out to the tournament hosts. Shout out to everyone, making content, and shout out to the players just training and competing, staying out of trouble, man. Staying out of trouble. There's a lot of trouble we could be getting into in New York City and everywhere. Philly, California, Texas, but we out here choosing to elevate our health, stay healthy, stay active, stay within a good community by playing handball. This game is criminally underrated, easy barrier of entry, cheap to get into, therapeutic, promotes good health. What's missing to make it bigger? Just don't get it. That's what I'm telling you. Those are all great points. It's a really good sport. It's just gonna take time. It's gonna take investments, not just money. Everybody thinks, it just needs money. It just needs money, XYZ. Like, we've had money, y'all. We've had money. We've had big companies come, big companies go. Rich people come, rich people go. Somebody spent a big chunk of money here, somebody spent a big chunk of money there. And does the money help? Yes, the money helps, but it's not just money. You know what I'm saying? It's not just money. I didn't see what Nietzsche was doing, but I think he may have been joking as a sign of unity since you're both players slash content creators. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on that. I'm just saying personally, I don't want to hear that. That's all I'm gonna say. Wherever, I'm sure it was well natured. I will say that. I don't think it was malicious at all. I don't think it was malicious at all. I don't think Nietzsche has any ill will towards me. I certainly don't have any ill will towards him. I don't want to hear that when I'm competing in a tournament. You know what I mean? I'm here to go to war, essentially. You know, I'm here to go to war. And maybe that's the issue with me. Maybe I take it too serious. Maybe I need to take a chill pill. Y'all let me know. I might just be taking it too serious. Maybe it's not that deep. Yo, who's y'all favorite content creator in the handball space right now? Be honest. And don't just say me because I'm right here in front of y'all. Like, be honest. Like, what channel do y'all go to, or what person do y'all go to when y'all want to, like, see some good handball? I promise I won't get mad. Y'all could tell me. I swear I won't get mad. Damn, so that's why nobody answered my question, because I guess there is no rule on switching the ball. Equipment timeout. A lot of people not sure about equipment timeouts, but if y'all did not know, equipment timeouts do not take out from your regular timeouts, and they could be granted in the instance of a shoe coming off, a broken shoelace, torn equipment, wet gloves, wet shirts, wet floor, or other reasons. Players are not charged for such timeouts, and 2 minutes is the maximum time allowed. So at the discretion of the referee, that is, every player has a free 2 minutes to change, whatever, a shirt, a glove, anything like that. Now, as far as injury timeouts, injured players should not be allowed more than a total of 15 minutes of injury timeout during a single match. So whether that's 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, or whether it's just a full 15, if the injured player is unable to resume after a period totaling 15 minutes, then he forfeits the match. And that does not take away from his regular timeout, his regular, allotted 3 timeouts. By the way, fatigue and or cramps and or pre-existing conditions such as a previous injury or a previous illness do not warrant injury timeouts. A lot of y'all didn't know that. A lot of y'all did not know that. And if a player is bleeding and there's blood detected on the court or on a player, the player must be removed from the court until the bleeding is stopped. And the open wound is covered with a strong enough cover to withstand the demands of continued play. If he has blood on his clothes, the clothes have to be changed. And any surface with his blood on it has to be cleaned. If the player has to leave the premises at any point to tend to his injury, he forfeits the match. I think every stream will read a couple pages of the rule book until we get through the whole thing. That's a new segment now. How many pages in here? There's 49 players. 49 players. 49 pages. 49 pages, y'all. We gonna read. We could do like 2 pages a day. So that'll take us that'll take us less than a month to get through the whole book. Let's get educated together. He just said there should be a rule every time the ball goes over, the ref should always check to make sure it's the same one. Honestly, I thought that was a rule. I thought that was a rule already. I know when I ref, I always get the ball. I thought that was like the ref's duty. But yeah. I think what happened in my tournament match was that, there was an argument about a call, and that stopped the main ref from getting the ball right away. So, I guess by the time he went to get the ball, or if he even went to get the ball, it couldn't be allocated, and a new ball was needed. But yeah. I think we're going to call it there for the stream. Y'all, I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in, man. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Peace, love, and prosperity.